Hey there, this is Valma Garns, and I want to go over just some very basics of things that you might want to get if you are a home workout person that you should be able to do most videos with. So let's first get started with maybe if you're someone who suffers from balancing, that you can get this at any Home Depot store, or I'm not sure if Lowe's sells it, but they have these sticks. They're called dowels, I believe. It's D-O-W-E-L. And you can just go buy, essentially just buy the dowel just like this. And depending upon your height, like this comes up to maybe my sternum. If I wanted to be able to use it, I can just use it for balance. And they also come with, they literally sit next to these end caps. And all you have to do is make sure the end caps are going to fit the stick that you can use for balance, and you can just slide those on the end of your dowel, and essentially you can use this as a balance stick. So if you're someone who has issues with balance, this is just a really good alternative to be able to basically help you with your balance. If you do like a lot of one-legged stuff, you can just lean on it for balance. So that's one of the first things. Very simple. I don't even think this whole ensemble costs like $5. That's really cheap. The other thing is, if you are so inclined, is a workout mat. These can be as expensive as $120. They can also run as cheap as $20. You can essentially get them anywhere anymore. It really just depends on what you're looking for in a mat. This is a very thin one. I think I bought this at, I can't remember, I'm not gonna try. But you can just buy any sort of mat just to have a surface to work out on. They could come as thin as this, they could come as thick as like maybe a yoga mat. You can use it on all surfaces. You just have to make sure you clean it fairly often. But yeah, most home workout videos, you're going to need some sort of mat. The other thing is yoga blocks. Yoga blocks you can pretty much buy anywhere. You could get these from Target to TJ Maxx. Like, I've seen yoga blocks everywhere. I don't think I've met a bad quality yoga block, honestly. You can use them to either bring the floor closer to you. You could use them like in between the knees, like if you want to do squats, and you want to also work on your inner thigh strength as well. It also helps keep your knees in alignment if you have like the inner or outer thigh weaker than the other. So it helps to have something in between the knees to sort of apply pressure in between the knees. It can also help if you are lying down to keep your neck off the ground. If you want to do that, you just sort of lie down. The thing about yoga blocks is that there's many different heights to them. Like, for instance, you have this height is different than this height, is different than this height. You know what I mean? You can use it for any height, and it can be easily adjustable. You can sort of help bring the ground closer to you, like if you're doing like a one-legged jobby. Anyway, yoga blocks are a really great addition to have, and lots of people use them. They're fairly cheap. Great addition to your home gym. You can actually use it for yoga, but there's so many different options you can use this with, and there's lots of home videos that I've seen people use the yoga block with. The next thing is, of course, weights. Any size weights. Especially if you're trying to build a gym up, it's good to like start with light weights or start with heavy weights. Like, start with whatever size weights that you need for yourself in the moment, and then just continue to like go out and buy another weight or another set of weights as you get stronger. Or if you need like in between weights, it's always good to be able to have anywhere from like 5 pounds all the way up until the highest weight that you can lift. So definitely, this is like a stainless steel weight, and you can choose like rubber weights, like rubber ended weights if you want. Or you can also choose like a rubber ended weight. Like there's so many different choices of weights that you can choose from. And you can also choose weights that are, coated. They're completely coated, like it's steel coated on top of that. So you just have to decide what sort of weights that you want to start with or end with, same all across the board of the collection, or you can just decide which kind of weight that you want for yourself. The next thing is, if you are someone who travels frequently, this is a great addition to any gym. There are many different like sizes or weights. I want to say weights, what mimics weights. The best thing about bands is that they provide resistance in both directions, and that means that you're providing resistance on the concentric and then the eccentric, which is when your muscle is either lengthening or shortening, right? So it's providing that resistance in both directions. So it's really great, especially if you travel a lot and you want to be able to keep up with your workouts. Also a great addition to any gym. I've seen this used in lots of home videos, and I use these in my videos as well. A mat, like if you need like a cushion, like this is something that you can put underneath your knees in the event that you can't do a full push-up without doing it from the toes. You can use something like this to be able to put underneath your knees to cushion it a little bit so you don't have to worry about folding up the mat. This is kind of like, I wouldn't say this is a thing that you definitely need, because you can always use your workout mat for that, but something that it can cushion your knees or cushion whatever if you're doing like on the floor stuff. The other thing is a strap. Straps are really great for stretching most of the time people use them for stretching, or especially in yoga, to be able to complete a move. And most of the time people will just use it to essentially make your limbs a little bit longer, or if you want it to be able to reach something, like the difference between like holding your foot out and your toe, or like it just provides a modification for you to be able to use it in a way that sort of either lengthens your limbs or makes the stretch much more accessible. I think that's a really great addition to have into your home gym. I have, and I always advise my clients to get like a step up, some way to provide an elevation, because it really gives it really helps provide different variations of a workout that you can do, especially if you're training